Hello again, and as you know that we have been doing lessons on how to improve your marks in the grammar part, and as you have seen in the official band descriptor, you have to write a variety of sentences or a variety of structures to get higher band scale in grammatical range and accuracy part, which is GRA. So in this part, in this video, I'm going to show you one way of making a sentence complex. And here we are talking about how to make conditional sentences, because conditional sentences are considered the complex sentences, and it is always beneficial to use them while writing your task. So let's try to understand that how many types of conditional sentences are, and I'll try to give you one and two relevant examples which will help you understand the conditional sentences. Right. So let's begin with the first conditional sentences, and this is known as zero conditional. In zero conditional, we talk about the general facts or the general actions and reaction that takes place. You can see here, this is the structure. So if is the conditional part, and the second part is the result part. So when we talk about a conditional sentence, we talk about a particular condition which we use with a conditional word like if or other word when, provided that. But for your convenient, I'm using if here consistently, right? And the second part is the result part. So in zero conditionals, your structure will be, both side will be the present tense, right? So let's see one example. If an epidemic breaks out in an area, it compels people for mass migration. Now, this is a fact that one action is followed by another action. This is not a one-time action, so this is a part of the zero conditional. I'll show you another example. Until and unless, so I have used here until and unless to substitute if. Until and unless is used when you are putting too much emphasis on your condition part. So until and unless stringent regulations are enforced, people are apathetic towards being civic in India. Right, you're getting it. So until and unless, so very forcefully I'm saying this, and again this is a fact, perhaps a general idea. So you can see present tense is used in both parts. Let's talk about another conditional, which is known as first conditional in grammar book. This is also known as future conditional. Here you can see the conditional parts, we use present tense, and in the result part we use future tense. Now where we use it when we talk about the possible result of a possible action. Let's see the example. If the menace of pollution is not tackled on priority, it will be an irreversible situation very soon. So you can see I'm talking about a future possibility when the pollution is not tackled, and the result will this. So here we are using present tense and here future tense. Come with another example. If deforestation continues indiscriminately, there will be no green cover in the future. And these all sentences relevant for different type of topic, that you can just understand that here I am trying to talk about the pollution topic, deforestation topic, right? So let's talk about conditional 3. Third conditional is known as actually second conditionals, because zero conditionals is not counted in many grammar book. This conditional is used when we talk about imaginary present, and sometimes it can talk a bit about future. And the most strange part of this structure is that to talk about the present, we use past tense with the conditional part, and this is a rare case in English language where we use past tense to talk about present. And the result part is could, would, might plus first form of the verb. Always keep in mind, we never talk about the past here. We always talk about the present. All of a sudden, we think of an imaginary situation. So condition is imaginary. So of course, even the consequence, the result is imaginary. So let's come with an example. If people could plant back the trees cut down in the last 100 years, this is just an imagination, right? We are not going to plant all the trees which have been cut in the last 100 years. So just an imagination. This world would be a great place to live. So neither this is going to happen, no, this is going to happen. But imagination is done in the present. So we say that present imaginary, although you can take it to future a bit. Let's see the second example. If elderly people were treated respectfully, there would not be the abundance of old age home today. Now, again, when I write this sentence, I simply imagine that elderly people are not going to be treated respectfully, right? So this is my imagination and this is the imaginary result. And you can always keep in mind that all these conditional sentences can be used in passive voice as well. So you can see the result here. The elderly people were treated, right? Would not be. So these are the example of the passive voice, right? And then we talk about the third conditional that you find. This is known as imaginary purely past condition with imaginary result. It doesn't come to the present at all, unlike the earlier conditional sentences. So here the action, the condition was in the past, unlikely, imaginary. Result was in the past, unlikely, imaginary. Right? So let's look at an example. A proper arrangement had been done or had been made earlier. It means it was not done earlier, right? And I'm talking about the past. So many people would not have been affected with this epidemic last year. So this is last year. So last year it was not done. And so last year it did not happen. So both were imaginary, right? And again, just to show you how to use passive voice, I have used passive voice here. So this all about the four type of conditional sentences. There can be a fifth type of conditional sentences which can mixed the past action with the present result. There you have to combine both of these cases. I'll just give you one example. For example, you say, if I had studied science in my higher secondary, so that was past condition, right? If I had studied science in my higher secondary, I could be a doctor today, or I could be an engineer today. So here what I'm doing, this is known as mixed conditionals. One condition of the past, imaginary, is bringing it to the present, which is again imaginary. So for the past conditional part, we use this structure. For the present conditional result, we use this structure, right? That's all about the conditional sentences. You need to practice and perfect it and master it so that you can use it successfully in your writing. Thank you very much for this video.